Hey fighting dreamers, Dan here for Nerd Reviews London, and today I want to talk to you about all the upcoming events in London this year. So that's Comic-Cons, conventions and concerts. So let's jump into it. I'm recording this video on Friday the 22nd of May. Yesterday was the Freewind concert at the OVO Arena in London, and this weekend is MCM Comic Con at the EXL Centre. And there's a lot more events coming up this year, and a lot of people don't know about these events, and they are massive fans of these franchises, and they have no idea these concerts and events are happening. So I want to talk to you about them now, bring you the information of when they are, where they are, ticket prices, etc. So the first event is the Naruto concert at the Royal Festival Hall at South Bank Centre. That is taking place on Thursday the 28th of May at 7:30 p.m. And ticket prices are £37 to £82 with varying prices in between. Very affordable if you ask me, for the cheapest ticket price. I haven't seen this concert before. I don't know if they've performed in the UK before, but I have heard of other ones around the world. They are only doing episodes 1 to 220, so only part 1 of Naruto, doing OSTs and intros of the anime and syncing it to a screen with the visuals. It promises to have emotional moments, good fight scenes, and a great cinematic, visual, epic feeling. So I'm looking forward to this concert. So we'll be going to it. That's the first one that's happening. The next concert is the Jujutsu Kaisen concert on Wednesday the 3rd of June at 7 p.m. at the Eventim Apollo. Now, I haven't seen JJK. I haven't watched it yet. I've heard very good things about it. A lot of people will say it's like one of the best new anime. Excellent visuals, excellent storytelling, fantastic fight scenes. But I haven't watched it yet, so I won't be going to this concert. Ticket prices start at £37 all the way up to £70. Again, reasonably affordable. And this does have a screen. So overall, another great concert if you're a fan of JJK. If you've never been to one of these anime or video game concerts before, I highly recommend them. I've been to a number of them over the years. I've been to Final Fantasy, Distant Worlds many times. Been to the Legend of Zelda concert back in 2016. Went to the Attack on Titan concert last year and the Metal Gear Solid one, as well as many others. I've been to over 20 at this point, and they're all fantastic concerts. If you're a fan of the franchise, I highly recommend them. So that's the next one, is the JJK concert on Wednesday the 3rd of June. Next up is the Diablo concert at Royal Festival Hall South Bank Centre on Saturday the 6th of June. And that starts at 8 p.m. And the prices start at £57, going all the way up to £87, £97, and then the most expensive front row tickets are £152. Again, reasonably affordable, around £50 price mark. I'm not a big Diablo fan. I haven't played any of the games, don't know any of the lore. But if you are a big Diablo fan, I'm sure this will be a good concert. This is the same venue that the Naruto concert is at, which is next week as of time of recording. I'm going to go see that. And I went to the BAFTA video games concert earlier in this year at the same venue, and they had a screen. It was very good. Not sure if it has videos, but I know South Bank has a screen because I saw the BAFTA video games concert there earlier in the year. So should be a very good concert if you're a Diablo fan. There's quite a few tickets left, so if you're a fan, be sure to go. Next up is one that is happening in my hometown of Croydon, and that is the Colours of Harmony concert, showcasing the work of Hitoshi Sakimoto. And that is happening on Saturday the 13th of June, 2026, and that is at Fairfield Halls in Croydon. So not quite in central London, but South London, very easy to get to. And that promises to be a very good concert. It is the music of Hitoshi Sakimoto, so there's going to be music from Aegis Rim 13 Sentinels, Odin Sphere Leaf Freezer, which I'm a big fan of that game, but I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly, as well as Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 12, which is one of my personal favourite games in the series, though I know it's very divisive. Now, ticket prices for this event start at £73.25, and they go up all the way from £84, £95, £106, all the way to the most expensive Band Aid tickets, which are £166. But if you buy the most expensive tickets, you also gain access to 2 other events happening on the day. The first is a Final Fantasy pub quiz being held by the Final Fantasy Union channel on YouTube, and Ben Starr, the voice of Clive Rosfeld from Final Fantasy 16. They will both be co-hosting and presenting that Final Fantasy video game quiz. And that's taking place between 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. And then after that is going to be from 4 till 5 p.m. is an educational talk with Hitoshi Sakimoto, presented by Alex Mukala, the video game composer who has a YouTube channel where he covers and breaks down video game and anime soundtracks. And that'll be another great event. And again, you get entry to both those tickets if you buy the most expensive ticket, £166, as well as the concert, which is at 6 p.m. So yes, the most expensive ticket is £166. That's quite pricey, but it gives you access to all the events, and I'm sure it's bound to be a good day. I'm looking to go myself as long as there's a ticket available. The next event is one I've already got my ticket for, and I'm very much looking forward to this. This is the music of Square Enix, performed at the OVO Arena in London. I've been to this arena before. It's where the Attack on Titan Beyond the Walls concert was last year, and it was where the Free Ren concert that took place yesterday happened as well. And normally this Distant Worlds is the Final Fantasy concert that happens in London, normally at the Royal Albert Hall. But this is the music of Square Enix. So they're not just doing Final Fantasy. They are doing music from Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Kingdom Hearts, Legend of Mana, Nier, Octopath Traveler, and more. So that promises to be a great concert. It's again conducted by Arnie Roth, who has done all the Distant Worlds concerts. He is the composer for that. So this promises to be a great, amazing show. I know it will have visuals to it because it says on the thing, and OVO Arena has a screen, and this is bound to be an amazing event. That is on Saturday the 21st of June. Doors open at 6 p.m. Price is starting from about £56. Again, fairly reasonable, £50 for a ticket, decent price for this. And I'm a big fan of the Final Fantasy series, so this is absolutely a concert that if you're a fan of any of these titles, you must see. Final Fantasy, in my opinion, is some of the greatest music out there, so I'm looking forward to this event. Just a quick note about an event that has sold out. Saturday, 27th of June at the South Bank Centre as part of the Video Game Festival. During the day, there's going to be a Hades and Hades 2 concert, and then in the evenings, a Persona concert, but they have both sold out. So it goes to show the popularity of these events and why it's good to learn about these events before the tickets become unavailable. So the next event is in August, and there's 2 conventions in August. The first one is For the Love of Fantasy and Sci-Fi. When I went to it last year, it was just For the Love of Fantasy. Now they've tagged on Sci-Fi. And that is a convention happening at the XL Centre in London, same venue for MCM and MegaCon. And this one is usually themed, it's more TV show film focused. Last year, it was very supernatural themed. This is where I met Tyler Hoechlin, the voice of Sephiroth, and got a signed autograph from him last year, so very happy with that. And it was a good event. There was a lot of decent merch, and meeting the celebrities was the main draw of the event. I've got a video covering my video of it last year, which I'll link in the description. And it was a decent event. The ticket prices are not too bad. A weekend ticket will cost you $53.90, and either a Saturday or a Sunday ticket is $29.70, so 30 quid for a ticket for a day for a convention, if there's a particular celebrity you want to meet. This year, some of the notable guests include Simon Pegg, Linda Hamilton, Tom Welling of Smallville, and the person I want to meet most is Naji Jetta. He's the voice of Miles Morales in the Spider-Man games on the PlayStation, and I'd love to meet him, get a signed autograph of Miles Morales, that'd be great. So that's the first Comic-Con happening in August. The second one is the following week. That's London Anime Gaming Con, taking place at the Novotel, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 28th, 29th, and 30th. And that's a good convention as well. It's a very small venue, nowhere near as big as MCM. You could probably cover the whole event in about 2-3 hours. But it's a very good starter event if you've never been to a Comic-Con. If you're maybe a bit younger and you've never been to a Comic-Con, you're a bit shy. You're a parent and you've got kind of young children and they want to go to one of these, this is a good event for that. The next event happening is the My Hero Academia concert on the 20th of September. Doors open at 7 p.m. And that's at the Eventim Apollo. Now, I'm a very big My Hero fan. In actual fact, I haven't watched the anime, I've only read the manga, but I know the soundtrack for that is amazing. Yusei Run is one of the greatest anime OSTs of all time, and it's got a great soundtrack. This is bound to be an amazing concert. My Hero has, in my opinion, one of the greatest soundtracks in anime. Second to only one, which is about to come up, in my opinion. Tickets are starting at £54.50. So again, reasonably priced, going all the way up to £81 if you want a ticket close to the screen. This is going to have the screen showing the visuals, sync to the music. So that's a great concert. So that's September 20th at the Eventim Apollo. And then 2 days after that, on a Tuesday, weird day, but there is a Lisa concert at the Troxy in London, which I've not heard of that venue. But Lisa is a Japanese singer who has contributed a number of songs to anime, most famously Crossing Field for Sword Art Online and Gurenge, I hope I pronounced that correctly, for Demon Slayer. And she's performing a concert on that Tuesday, 22nd of September. Tickets are mostly sold out. The only tickets available now at the moment are standing tickets, and they are £240. So again, very expensive, but if you're a Lisa fan and you've got the money and you're willing to do it. Next up, on the 26th of September, is an Undertale concert, the video game Undertale, the Determination Symphony. Now, that is at the Eventim Apollo as well, on Saturday the 26th of September, 7:30 p.m. start time. And Undertale's becoming a global sensation, so I'm sure this will be a great concert if you're a fan. This concert actually has two showings, a matinee at 3 p.m. and then the main afternoon showing at 7:30 p.m. Ticket prices start from, for standing tickets, £20. Now, I went to the Sonic concert at Eventim Apollo a while back and I was only able to get a standing ticket. And as long as you're quite tall, it's very good. But also the Sonic concert turned into a rock concert in the second half, playing a lot of the songs like Live and Learn and Find Your Flame and whatnot. So everyone was out there seat jumping up. So unless you were very tall like I was, it was difficult to see. Whereas an Undertale concert, I'm sure everyone will just be in their seats. So a standing ticket won't be that bad. Again, it does help if you're taller. But standing ticket prices start at £20. Then the next most expensive ticket is £40, £42.25 to be exact. Going all the way up to £55, £70, and the most expensive ticket, closer you are, £96. There are not many tickets left for the afternoon showing, but there's lots of tickets available for the 3 p.m. showing. So if you're a fan of Undertale, I'm sure that'll be a great concert for you. The next concert is on Saturday, the 17th of October. There's actually two events on this day. The first one is the Attack on Titan from Paradis concert. And this has two showings, a daytime showing and an evening showing. They are at 2:30 and 7:30 p.m. Now, last year I saw the Attack on Titan Beyond the Wall concert at OVO Arena, Wembley, London. And that was fantastic. My favorite concert of last year. And earlier I said My Hero's got one of my favorite soundtracks. I think Attack on Titans might beat it. It's got an amazing soundtrack in my opinion. And last year's was a great concert. Prices for it start at £35, but that's a restricted view. It's very close to the screen and there might be stuff blocking you. So the website lists that as a restricted view. The next cheapest ticket is £55, £85, £90, but there's not many tickets left for that. As you can imagine, Attack on Titan, very popular, but that has a daytime and an evening showing. So that's the Attack on Titan concert, bound to be very good. Last year was amazing. This is very much worth going to see, especially if you're an Attack on Titan fan of any kind. This is just an amazing concert, well worth the ticket price in my opinion. So on the same day, Saturday the 17th of October, there's going to be an Avatar Last Airbender concert at Eventim Apollo at 6:30 p.m. So again, I've already got tickets to this, so I have to go to the Royal Albert Hall's 2:30 p.m. showing of Attack on Titan to be able to go to both events. It's been a long while since I've watched Avatar, over a decade now, so I might have to give it another rewatch. I haven't even done Legend of Korra, and apparently there's that new film coming out that got leaked this year, and then you've got the Stonehavens announced for next year, so maybe a catch-up of Avatar and Legend of Korra is warranted before I see this concert. Ticket prices start at £61, and there's not many tickets left, so if you are a fan and want to go to this concert, there's still a few tickets left. I'm sure you can get your hands on them. Again, £60, above 50, but if you're a fan of Avatar, definitely worth it. Next up, still in October, a week later, on Sunday the 25th of October, is a World of Warcraft concert. And that is taking place at Royal Albert Hall. So a week later, there's another concert at Royal Albert Hall. And this is a World of Warcraft concert. I've never played the games, not a big fan, but if you are a fan of the music of Warcraft, this will be a great event for you. This says it has a screen showing music from the games as well. Ticket prices start at £30, but they're again restricted view seats. Then they're up to £57, reasonably priced, £75. They're for my favourite seats, which are at the very back of the concert with a direct view of the orchestra and the screen. But they're £75, so quite pricey. But again, there are cheaper tickets. There are also two showings of this, one at 1:30 p.m, one at 6:30 p.m. So if you're able to make either or, again, if you're a fan of Warcraft, definitely an event for you. And lastly, there's one final concert in October this year, and that is at the Eventim Apollo on Thursday the 29th of October. And that is a Witcher concert, specifically Witcher 3, I believe. And this concert happened last year, and I have a friend from work that went to it and he said it was great. So prices start at £58.25. Again, reasonably priced, 50 quid for a concert's decent. Going all the way up to 64, 75, 80 and 90 if you want to get the better seats closer to the screen. So if you're a fan of The Witcher, highly recommend going to this. If I get a chance to play The Witcher 3, which I've got downloaded on my PlayStation, before the concert, I'll definitely think about going if there's tickets available. If you're a fan of The Witcher, well worth going to it. And finally, moving on to the end of the year, November, December, there are two events going on, one in November, one in December. The one in November is a Pokemon concert, because this is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. There's a lot of things going on. There was a pop-up Pokemon shop in London and a lot of other things, in a Pokemon garden. And they're doing a Pokemon concert, because they did one before Royal Albert Hall a couple of years back, which I sadly missed. But this year, they're doing something slightly different. Instead of a Pokemon concert with an orchestra, something you'd see similar to these video game concerts, it's a Pokemon EDM concert at the O2 Arena. So EDM, electronic dance music, combined with Pokemon, hosted by the artist Marshmello, Alice in Wonderland, which is a great play on names. So that's a very weird and unique event to have. Instead of doing a generic Pokemon concert playing the music from the video games, their EDM concert where Marshmello and Alice in Wonderland are remixing the music into an EDM style. So basically it's a Pokemon rave, essentially. I want to check it out because that sounds very insane but weird. Ticket prices start at £77.85, so on the pricier end of affordable. But if you're a fan of EDM and Pokemon and want to go with your friends and have a good laugh, I'm sure it's a great event. I'll try and check it out myself if I can. This is happening on November 10th, Tuesday, November 10th, O2 Arena, 6 PM doors open. So yeah, if you fancy that, why not check it out? And then the last event of the year is a Resident Evil 30th anniversary concert that is taking place on Monday the 7th of December at the Eventim Apollo. And as a gigantic Resident Evil fan, I will 100% be going to this. This is sure to be a very good concert. Ticket prices start at £68.50. A bit pricey and affordable, but not too bad. Not in the hundreds that we've seen some other things going for at 70, 80. But they do go all the way up to 79, 90, 96 for the more expensive, closer tickets. But there are still some tickets left at £68 that are affordable. And if you're a big Resident Evil fan, I'm sure this will be a good concert. There's lots of tickets left at the time of recording. And if you're a fellow Resident Evil fan like myself, this is an amazing event. It got announced along with Leon's reveal for Requiem, I believe, earlier in this year or end of last year. All this stuff got announced for the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil. They're really going all out. So I'm sure that'll be a good concert. I don't know if there'll be a screen showing scenes from the game. I hope there is, because I just find it enhances the experience for me. Having the visual of the games with the music of the games, or anime, whatever the concert is. But at the same time, Resident Evil, not as necessary to have the screens going on. But I think it would be very good and it would enhance the event for me. So hopefully that will happen. And that's the last concert and last event of the year that I know of, Monday the 7th of December. So that is all the major concerts and Comic-Cons happening this year. But there are two events that have been announced for next year that I just want to briefly mention. Even though they're next year, very far away, best to lock in early if you're a fan of these. So the first one is a concert for the video game Metaphor ReFantazio, which I believe is made from the creators of the Persona series. And I have not played that game. Again, back catalogue, mile long. But if you're a fan of it, I'm sure you'll love this concert. It's Friday the 22nd of January 2027, so next year. And ticket prices start at £52, so again, very affordable. So if you're a fan of that game, yeah, why not check it out? You've got plenty of time to save some money up and go. Because I know I say £50 is affordable, but everyone's different, you know what I mean? Some people might take them a couple of weeks or months to save up that amount. They've got a lot going on. Times are tough nowadays, cost of living. The next event happening next year is on February the 6th. Johnny Gioli of Crush 40, hope I pronounced that correctly. Johnny of Crush 40, who sang the songs Open Your Heart and Live and Learn and a few other Sonic songs, is performing a concert at the Troxy. Now, this isn't actually Crush 40 because the guitarist Jun Sunu is not going to be there. But if you, like myself, grew up with the music of Sonic, like I was never the biggest Sonic fan as a kid, but I really got into the Sonic Adventure games, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and Live and Learn is just an anthem. I have seen it performed live at the Sonic concert a couple of years back in London at the event in Apollo, and it was an absolute amazing concert to hear all the Sonic songs performed, and the crowd just went nuts for Live and Learn. So to have the original singer performing it, and as far as I'm aware, this is farewell tour, and this is happening in London next year in February. So if you really want to go, yeah, you know it's happening. Tickets start price at £89.25. So again, this is on the higher end of the ticket price, close to 100 quid now. You're looking at a bit pricey in my opinion, but if you're a fan of Least music, you grew up with it like I did, I would recommend saving up and going. Still a number of tickets available because it's not until next year, so you have a lot of time to save up, but don't leave it too long because tickets might sell out and you might miss your chance because this is the farewell tour. So that's all the events happening in London that I've covered in this video, and I'll be sure to attend some of them. I've already got tickets for some, others I'm going to buy very soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing these events. And if anything else does pop up, I'll be sure to let you know. I saw an event called The Sound of Epic Anime in February this year, and it says they're doing another concert in September, but I'm not seeing any details anywhere. Even the venue that's listed hasn't got the details up, so I don't know if that's happening. So I'll be sure to update any other concerts or any changes that come up. If you want to see some of my reviews about these concerts and why they're worth going to, I've got a number of videos on my channel covering concerts and Comic-Cons, and I'll be sure to cover all the concerts I do go to and interact with fans and ask them questions and get their opinions on stuff. But yeah, that's this video. So I've been Dan for Nerd Reviews London, and take care.